Paula Temple, techno powerhouse, composer, activist, dog rescuer. It's an honour to be sitting here with you today. How's it going?
Great.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
No worries, it's great to have you here. How is your ADE going so far? We're just getting into the start of it.
Yeah, it's just getting to the start. I've just had one morning crazy interview, like going from one place to the other, so I need some sleep already.
I can imagine. How many times have you been to ADE as an artist? Can you recall?
I think I first came, I think it was 2015.
Okay.
And I've been coming every year. Yeah, every year, apart from during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have evolved quite a lot during that time. What changes have you seen since 2015 at the festival?
Well, it's significantly busy every time. That hasn't changed.
Okay.
What has changed? I guess the subjects of the conference. So there wasn't anything on the environment in 2015. Actually, there's a lot more on visuals. There was a beam lab, I remember, and I did a talk then with my visual partner at the time. But now I've noticed this year there's going to be talks on the metaverse. That's something I can't even conceive just yet. But there is more talks on climate, and we do need to talk, you know, as an industry, on our role in minimising damage. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a theme that kind of makes its way into a lot of the music that you work on. Your LP in 2019, that was rooted in that as a topic, right? So it must be really sort of reassuring to an extent for you to see that conversation kind of expanding into the music world, right?
Yes, I mean, when I was writing the album, I was pretty surprised how it wasn't on the topic of anything anywhere, and it was very hard even to find reports online. And then, you know, I finished the album in 2018, and then 2019, it's like a switch had been put on, and it was all over the media. So something had broken through, like maybe a collective conscience, I don't know, but now it's like, holy shit, you know, we are already behind 30 years and we've got to get going. And the truth is we're not anywhere near the action we need to do. So now I'm thinking already on my next album, what does it mean to live through this, these changes, and what's about to come.
How does it feel to like have that music out now with, in hindsight, you know, knowing how things have progressed through 2020 and 2021? I
mean, very quickly, I mean, it was called The Edge of Everything because it still felt like there was a chance, you know, to change things. Now it seems like the mood is we're having to accept like the fate. Now, how do we minimise the damage? So it's becoming less of a choice because we're simply not changing our ways fast enough.
So that's kind of going to work its way into your artistry, a move away from the catharsis of pushing for change, and I guess what's next, like how we cope with the reality that we've created. How are you going to reckon with that in the work that you create?
I mean, it's too early yet, but I do hear my sound more and more connecting with the cinematic. So when I did my catharsis sets, they've been a great opportunity for me to really create an experience. And, you know, with catharsis as well, they really combine it with great visuals and lighting. And I always got that at the back of my mind. So in future projects, I think I want to develop the experience more, the whole thing.
Okay, so kind of more of a 360, kind of vibe with the experiential.
Yeah, and in my music, I tend to lend my sound. It's very sound design, quite cinematic moments, and I think I want to develop that further.
Obviously, we were talking before, you're pushing to kind of rest more as part of your experience of being an artist, nights, that kind of thing. Was there a specific moment in a set or in your life where something just clicked and you were like, I need to be taking more time for myself, I need to rest more? How did you come to that realisation?
I mean, realising it's just natural, you know, getting older, you do realise you have to take more care of yourself. It's been this summer with a lot of cancelled gigs, cancelled flights, should I say. Some cancelled gigs because of heat waves, cancelled flights because of Schiphol being absolute chaos. And then we're just having to grab emergency travel, and then we're doing 4 or 5 gigs in one weekend. And I just realised I can't actually do this for much longer. It's physically too much, and I don't need to. So I have to pace things better. If I want to give my 100% to the sets, I don't want to feel like a zombie when I arrive.
Yeah. You've spoken before about the kind of rebirth of techno, and you've seen the first wave, and we're seeing a second wave of that now. I have one question for you. If you could ban phones from raves, would you?
Definitely. Yes.
Why is that?
Well, it becomes you're having a secondary experience. That's in front of you, and it becomes more about, I'm going to share this online and let everyone know that I was here, rather than I am here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a shy person anyway, so I'm really awkward about being filmed and stuff like that. So I feel when it's a space that's banned the phones, it makes such a difference. Everyone is dancing and really dancing, and that's the way I used to club.
Yeah.
When I started, when I 16, 17, 18, that was my clubbing experience, and I really love it that way because I just want to dance.
Yeah.
I do understand, we're quite driven now by social media, so people do want content, to give and share, and so that's become an important aspect of their life. So if that's important to you, that's fine. But I do treasure the events where the phones don't exist, they're not allowed.
Yeah, it makes sense. I personally, as a fan, I've spotted since the pandemic almost, or since the height of the pandemic, when we're back in these rooms, in these spaces at shows, there's the phones, it's intensified, I feel, because we've developed this reliance on screens, when we've all been in our sort of habitats. And then you can barely see the artist now for the wave of screens. So good to hear that maybe you'll be supporting those phone-free experiences.
Yeah, I say phone for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Put it away,
Nice.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, good idea.
And then everyone will focus on the most brilliant openings ever.
Yeah, because everyone's distracted by uploading to Instagram, aren't they? Generally speaking, what other changes would you like to see in the techno scene?
Personally, I'd love to see social media banned completely off the planet, but I don't think I'll get that wish.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you while you're sort of trying to just do your work and play your set?
Oh, I don't know about the weirdest. So I've had people who've written really detailed letters to me with lots of drawings. I've had knickers thrown at me, teddies, glow sticks.
What do you do
just
with
the
them?
usual.
Recycle them? What about those letters? What do people say to you in those letters?
They can be quite in-depth about what the music means to them. And, that means a lot to me because that's real connection.
Yeah.
They've actually listened on another level. And it always surprises me that someone would go that far. So it's really humbling. Yeah.
It's amazing. Have you ever had a moment when because obviously there's an element of spontaneity to your performances.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a moment where you sort of just freeze and you're like, I don't know what to do next? Does it just come naturally with muscle memory?
Well, I always I don't know why, but I'm very, I need to be very specific beforehand about my set length. Because then I feel like, okay, I know what journey I'm going. So it really throws me off when someone from the crew says, oh, we need you to finish 10 minutes earlier or something like that. And then it's like, oh, that just messed up my plan.
Yeah.
And that can throw me off.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your tips for, obviously there's going to be so many aspiring artists and DJs who sort of watch you and see the way you read a room and know how to feed the energy to the room. What are your tips for knowing what a crowd needs?
Oh, every country has a different feeling of what they need. So I already I'm aware of that already. So in France, I know I need to put more emotion into my sets.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you do that? What does that mean? Is it your performance style or the choices you make with the music?
The choices.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't actually, even now, I don't really think about myself as a body that needs to entertain, even though that's the way techno has become.
Yeah.
Has now had some EDM influence where it's really about the showmanship and how And I'm really not that person.
Yeah.
And I'm trying now to get into that. But sometimes I do actually get into it quite naturally.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to feel, you know, more flow. It really says something about myself, really, the shy person within me.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you how the techno scene in the Netherlands, obviously you're based here now, how it compares to those that you've seen in Manchester and London in the UK.
Oh, the scene here?
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge, and it's totally like reliable in the sense that, you know, everybody wants to come, you know, it's guaranteed to do well. Everybody is, you know, it's going to sell out, it's going to do really well, and want to party really hard.
Okay. Do you feel like there's like a freedom in that then? If there's like such an intense interest in techno, does that give you more artistic freedom with the kinds of things that you do?
Well, yes and no. So yes, because I can go as hard as I want, and no, because I have to go as hard as they want.
Yeah, that's true. You need to satisfy the demand a little bit.
Yeah, you can't reverse the process.
That makes sense. Thank you so much. This has been super interesting.
Oh, thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
taking
me.
the time to talk to us.
My pleasure.
Good luck for the rest of the week at ADE, and looking forward to seeing you, being absolutely showered with letters, knickers, fans, and fist bumps.
Hopefully tonight I'll have one. I think it's going to be hot.
Yeah, for sure.
I needed one now, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much for watching. Let us know who you would like to see us interview next in the comments below.